Hey there, Igor Kheifets here, and I'm with David from Toronto, Canada. Now, David and I have been in contact for about a year and a half now, and we've been working together for about 90 days. Actually, today is 91 days since we started. David, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, very cool. Thank you for taking the time to do this. I know you're a busy guy now, living the Lisbon lifestyle. So we'll just
Thanks
go
for
ahead.
having me.
All right, we'll just go ahead and dive in, okay?
Cool.
All right, so why don't you tell us and our listeners, of course, why did you reach out to me originally back then?
Well, I was I always wanted to make money online, and I was looking for a way to get away from my job. I had a newborn baby that was just born, and it wasn't really going where I wanted to go in my job. I mean, I was working very long hours. I had to, leave early in the morning, come back late at night. I was very tired. I just wasn't going anywhere, and the first encounter that I had with the internet money making stuff was all affiliate stuff and trying to make money online that way, and that didn't really work. I mean, I made a little bit of money. It was like 500 bucks or whatever, but I spent probably like 700. So obviously you can see that that's being upside down very, very quickly. And while I was searching, your name kept popping up, and all these testimonials of successful people kept popping up. I was like, man, this guy's kind of getting my attention right now, and I need to know what this is all about. I didn't know anything about what you teach or what you do, and I decided to just fill out an application and kind of reach out to you after I watched the presentation that you had. And I think after we spoke, I really made the wrong choice by saying no. That was like a year ago, and that was probably the biggest mistake I've ever done financially in my life because since we reconnected 90 days ago, man, my life has changed completely. Like I have a completely different lifestyle right now. Everything is 100% different. I have a thriving business, and it's just something that I can't thank you enough for. And I'm sure we're going to go into details right now, but it just I can't imagine what would have happened if I would have joined a year ago. And it's just what you teach is completely timeless. It's stuff that anybody can do. I'm really nobody special. I just took the time to kind of listen to what you say and follow your advice, and that's just what happens. It's kind of automatic. And now I'm one of those successful internet marketing stories, I guess. So it's just, I guess I hope that answers your question there.
Well, it does. Actually, you're kind of understating there a little bit because as far as I could recall and as far as I could go back in my, in the successful case study portfolio that I keep track of, you are the most impressive case study at this point. In fact, according to our last conversation, how much money did you make in these last 90 days of us working together?
I think total revenue collected was just over $16,000, and net profit was almost 7,000. Let me pull up the exact numbers just so we're not giving anyone the wrong info here. Just one second.
Sure. Now, while you do it, I just want to kind of point out that until now, my clients were able to get to levels of 3K per month, 10K per month, and it usually took them between 6 to 12 months to do it. Now, we've been working hard to perfect this whole system. We've been working hard to kind of, to flush out these bottlenecks and get rid of them. And so, basically, here's the results that we can now, rightfully brag about. So,
Yep. The exact numbers were $16,837.25 collected. Out of that, net profit is $6,903.30.
nice.
Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you, Igor.
Well, again,
I
I
really
mean,
owe it all to you, man. Like I really owe it all to you. I mean, I just in my mind, all I did was follow your advice. You kind of set me on the right path. I was kind of a year ago. I was kind of wandering in the darkness and just not really knowing what to do. And once I met you, you just kind of cleared the fog away. All the clarity kind of just melted away, and I simply followed what you said, and these are the results. I mean, it's as simple as that, really.
Well, I mean, obviously it's not as simple as that. I mean, what we do isn't really simple, but I mean, you shouldn't like give all this credit to me because there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, obviously. And I've seen
Sure.
people take the same information, take the same guidance, take the same hand holding you received, and do nothing with it. Now, sometimes life gets in the way. I get it. I mean, I coach a couple of people who are like offline business owners, and the business eats up a lot of their time. Sure, but every once in a while you do meet that student who doesn't only say that he's hungry for success, but he actually is hungry for success, and he just does everything you tell him to do. And you were actually one of these people, and like I said, they do come across every once in a while. And I'm first off, I'm very proud to actually have this opportunity, not just making the money by coaching you to success. Obviously I got paid to do it, but moreover it's that being somehow a part of your success. But again, 90% of it is really you, man. And um, yeah, I got it, sure, but you've actually implemented. Now,
Yep.
so first off, you get big, round of applause, whoever's listening right now,
Thank
on
you.
all these amazing results. I mean, where you are right now is where most people want to be, and they, spend years, if not decades, trying to get there. Now, let's go into a little bit of a detail. Why don't you tell us what's the size of your list at this point?
Well, I have two. One is the main list, which is, I'll tell you exactly, it's 11,193. And I have another buyer's list, which is the exact number. Let me see. Just log into Aweber real quick. 983 buyers.
Okay, so just to recap, you got 1,100 people on your list, and there's over 1,000 people, almost 1,000 people. I'm sorry,
Almost
almost a
1,000
thousand
people.
people who have bought your products. So you're almost achieving a conversion rate of 10% from opt-in to sale. Is that right?
Yep.
Very
Yep.
cool. Very cool. Um, now in terms of the buyer list, actually many people don't really get what a buyer list is. So why don't we kind of tell them why do we actually build one?
Well, the reason is because you're kind of the way I look at it is a buyer is someone who forever will look at your offers, and you will know that you will have a much higher chance of extracting money from that person because they are interested in your information. They want to hear what you say. There's a difference between, example, if you're Ferrari and you have a client who bought Ferrari in 1980, 1990, 2000, and 2014, and whatever year, and if you come up with another Ferrari in the next few years, there's a good chance that that person will buy that as well. So the buyer list that I have, it's almost like I have two lists of over 10K each, because the buyer list is probably worth 10 times, if not more, the main list that I have, because they're people with PayPal accounts, they're people who have given me money, and they're people who are obviously interested in what I have to offer, and anything in the future that I'm going to produce, those will be the people who will buy it first, and those will be it's like a personal ATM. You send them a message and they reply with giving you money. It's as simple as that. I mean,
Well,
obviously there's a little bit more mechanics to it, but that's the reason you do it, because you want to. It's important because you want to have a dedicated group of buyers who love you, and what you teach is exactly how to create that, which is exactly what I've done.
good. Yeah, and I totally agree with you on that. I mean, my bar list isn't that big either. I mean, it's only a couple of thousand people big that I've built in the last, I don't know, year and a half or so. Still, that buyer list alone brings me over to $3 per subscriber per month. I mean, that is much more profitable than having a freebie seeker list. And like you said, I mean, just 100 buyers, having them on your list, or better yet, segmenting them into a totally different list that you treat totally differently, right? is 10 times as profitable as having 1,000 freebie seekers on your list, because these guys aren't as willing to invest money in their business and their success. They may not have the money. Maybe they're just too broke to invest into anything. So a lot of times I see people like brag about, especially if you go on Facebook, right? You start hanging out, but within the marketing crowd, they kind of start screaming, yelling at you, oh, I got 1,000 subscribers this today. And it's like, yeah, but how much money did you make? I mean, our members of the Solo Tycoon program and any of the programs that I go ahead and put out there, what we try to do is we try to build small lists but of higher quality. And that actually, being a father, I learned along the way that safety and predictability in the business is a big thing, because there were times in my business where I could make 7 grand this month and like 1,000 the next. And it's actually pretty common between a lot of online business owners, especially folks who rely on Google, who rely on those sort of services. And another client of mine, Justin Spencer, he actually had a thriving affiliate business until a CPA company decides to shut down its doors, and he kind of loses 80% of his revenue, like that. So
Yep.
by having this buyer list, it allows you to have more predictability and more safety in your business, which means if you got a family that you're taking care of, if you really need to make sure that you're putting, bacon, if you bring home the bacon, so to speak, right, you really have to remember that there's more safety in having a buyer list than it is in having any other sort of list. And of course, having a list in general is safer than relying on Google or a CPA network to produce your income.
100%. Being one that was involved in SEO before, I mean, I got involved and I just couldn't make it happen. There was just too many changes, too many things to keep track of. And I'm not a smart guy. I mean, I'm pretty average, compared to the next guy. But if you have to do all those things to make money, it's ridiculous. Where what you teach and what I have now is very simple, timeless type of concepts and things that anybody could follow. Literally sit down, step 1, step 2, step 3 every day, dedicate about 15, 20 minutes, maybe half an hour to do that. Take good care of your clients, and off you go. People love you, and I can show you emails and testimonials of stuff that people, it's a simple business. It's a very simple kind of a business. That's what I love about it. It doesn't require too much thought. I mean, it might sound funny, but I am probably the laziest guy you're gonna find in terms of getting stuff done. But what I like is automation, and I like stuff where when I start doing something, I don't have to keep track of too many things. If I can learn one thing successfully or 2 things successfully, that's all I'm gonna need, and that's exactly what I've got here, which I love. Because I sit down, I do my thing in the morning, then I do other stuff, and that's basically it. I mean, it's a simple business, which is contrary to SEO, where we have to learn new things, and whenever panda, zebra, or whoever comes up, all those animals that they got there.
Yeah, totally agree with you. Totally agree with you. Now, another thing I kind of wanted to dissect a little bit, in within your business, kind of look at it in the microscope. Now, lots of people think that I'm the solo guy. They believe that I'm the guy who does nothing but sell solo ads. Some people call me a spammer, whatever. But the one thing that most people don't realize is that a lot of, a big chunk of the money we're making here doesn't come from solo ads. So could you perhaps break down those $16,000 into chunks? Where did they come from?
Yep, 100%. Let me just open it up right here because I prepared a nice little report for us. So basically, so in fact, from that entire amount that I gave you, which was $16,837.25, the solo money the net profit was $6,903, but out of that, the solo money was only $3,293.50. Everything else was product sales, it was affiliate commissions, and that's basically it. So that's how it breaks down. So really only a very small portion of that was from solo ads. I mean, a pretty significant portion. It's kind of half the profit, but still, it's product sales and affiliate commissions are definitely a big part of it. So yeah.
Okay.
If we break it,
And I do apologize about the noise, by the way. As you know, work in
Yeah.
a coffee shop, and there's tourists that came in and they're looking for direction. But yeah, so
Yeah.
what you're saying is you made about 45% of your money from your own products and affiliate products. Okay, there's probably some CPA money over there as well, and you've made
Absolutely.
right, and you made 55% of that money from solo ads, which means it's like 50-50 now. This also means if you decide, or if something happens and you decide to, let me kind of shut down my iMessage over here because my wife's just driving me crazy.
All right.
So if you decide to say stop selling solids right now, you still maintain half of that income, and you can replace it with something else. Do you actually see how to scale up your business to the next level, and what is that next level that you're now aiming at?
Well, absolutely, I can see what the next level is. In fact, I already put that in motion about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, based on a recommendation that you gave me, which was to start my own affiliate program. Which, again, I'm not going to do any shameless self promotion here, but the next level is, first of all, just to answer your question. Definitely, the solo money that came in was only in the past like month. Everything else was product sales that I had and affiliate commissions, because the funnel is set up in a way that it's absolutely maximized to bring the absolute maximum value and maximum money per visitor. Nothing gets wasted. It's highly optimized in a way where every click matters. Literally, every single click matters, and that's the kind of results you get when you really pay attention to this stuff, and that's what you teach. It's not just about putting up a web page up there or a squeeze page up there or whatever. It's there's a whole world below. I mean, to explore over there, and when you take the time to actually do it, if you actually pay attention to anybody that's watching this, if you pay attention to the case study, it took me almost 19 days to put this together, which for me felt like eternity. Like, I know that there's people who take a little bit more time or people who take less time, but once that was set up, every single visitor that you send over to your funnel, what happens is you kind of inject them with steroids to make sure that whatever goes in comes out like magnified. So that's what you get, basically. So that's to answer your question about the product sales. Absolutely. If I stop selling solo ads right now, I'm still making very good money on the product sales, because, again, what you teach is to set up your own custom funnel and all. And that's exactly how I did it and exactly how it's set up. So yeah, solo money is just a portion of it, but it's not everything. It's definitely not everything.
All right, very cool, and I appreciate you sharing that with us. I mean, lots of people aren't really willing to share the numbers, and especially millionaires. So, like, you approach them, so how much are you making? They're like very uneasy about it. In fact, I was just trying to buy a solo ad today from a guy I don't know, and I asked him, if and show me your funnel, and he got so offended that we just ended the conversation. So lots of people are very secretive, and I really wanted to keep this case study transparent so we can answer many questions on the minds of our listeners. And just before you go ahead, just before you do it, there is one big, I'd say misconception that people have. A lot of people aren't really willing to invest in their business. So what they try to do, they try a solo ad, they try a PPC campaign, they lose a little bit of money, and they just quit. Right? Now, in terms of investing in your business, once your funnel is set up, how did that work? I mean, if you put $1 in towards the business, what happens next? Folks, apologies. We experienced some technical issues. My Wi-Fi dropped right here in this coffee shop, which happens often, unfortunately. So we're just getting back into the scheme of things. Now, David, you were saying that it's critical to invest in your business.
Absolutely, and that, I think, is the key that kind of launched me into that next level, because once everything was set up and you gave it the go ahead. All right, David, start driving traffic to your pages. What I did is I went out and I tested with very small amounts of money. Like, we're not talking about very large amounts of money here. Like, do you have 40 bucks, 60 bucks to kind of test to see if everything works? And once I tweaked it to the point that it did work, then it was just Imagine you're standing in front of an ATM and you put $1 in and $2 comes out, or you put $1 in and $1.25 comes out, and that's all I did. I just kept putting coins in that machine, and money kept popping out, multiplied, and that's exactly what you want. I mean, you need that initial push to kind of send the ship out to its main voyage, but very very quickly the business started, for me anyway, supported itself very quickly, and I took that money, reinvested it in the business. I didn't take any money out for the first 30 days or so, and just keep putting that money back in, getting more and more traffic. And then what happens is it just went boom, and all of a sudden it's like list overnight. No list yesterday, and today I have. I mean, it's just such a short period of time. Things can happen very quickly for you, as long as you're set up and you do exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
Well, here's the thing, I've spent about, 3.5 years trying to make my first dollar, trying to make something out of myself. And here's what I learned, and it doesn't come from me, it comes from another very smart marketer, Aben Pagan. He's also known as David D'Angelo in the dating world. He built like a very successful dating business. Now, he said that your business is like a bamboo tree. So if we look at the bamboo tree, for the first couple of years, it doesn't really grow above ground at all. But what it does, it just strengthens, the roots to a point where they can hold and sustain very very fast growth. Now, compared to the bamboo tree, a regular tree grows and adds about an inch a year, maybe 2 inches a year. So, like we said, for the first couple of years, the bamboo tree doesn't grow at all. But then once it starts growing, it adds 3 to 5 inches a year, which means just in a couple of years' time, it quickly surpasses any other tree. It grows on to become much stronger and lives much longer, right? So this is your business. Most people kind of chase the magic button. They want to make money like tonight. And I've just had a Facebook conversation with somebody who said, I've asked him, like, why did you connect with me? Why do you need my help? And they say, well, I'm in a pickle right now and I need to make money like yesterday. And I said, well, unfortunately, that's not the right reason to get in touch, because I don't teach that sort of stuff. I don't have a magic button. So yeah, you have to kind of be patient at first, but once you got the funnel going on, that's where the things really get interesting, because all of a sudden, like David said, it allows that exponential growth. Today you got nothing going on and you kind of spin your wheels building that funnel, writing that copy. Tomorrow you're adding hundreds of subscribers per day to your list. You're making sales. I mean, how much money have you made today just off of your product sales you were sharing just before we got on the phone?
Well, yeah, I mean, today is it's not even 11 o'clock yet, and my PayPal already has $218. Yesterday it was over $542, and that was just from product sales. We're not talking about, yesterday ended up being over a $700 day, but from products, from solo sales and everything else. But yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, it started off. I actually kept track of that, and if you want, I can even pull that up, because I'm a, like, again, I'm lazy as they come, but I like to know how I'm doing, and I set up like a file where I just plug in the numbers, I plug in what I do every day, and then it tells me, all right, so this is where you're at, this is what your subscriber value is, this is how much money you made from that solo, and everything else. So my average in the first month, actually in the second month of working with you, was $192 per day. Like, if you take all the income and divide it into all the days that the money came in, that was $192 per day. The second month of working with you, it was $308 per day, and we're talking about every day, average every day. The total income taken in was over $8,000 in that month. And this month, which we just started, we're talking about $409 a day. So as you can see, it's going in the right direction.
Right.
I'm definitely, and again, I'm not really doing anything other than just following what you said. And it gets to a point where you do the same thing, but you get like double, triple the money. Literally from the first month to the third month, which is now, we just finished it yesterday, it's doubled. We're talking $192 per day to $409 per day. Per day. That is for me, again, like there might be a lot of people listening to this, and you might be not so impressed, or this might be like life-changing money for you. But for me, this is absolutely life-changing money because I was working a dead-end job. I got fired in July, and I was making pretty good money, but I was very, very unhappy with where I was. And I just needed a change. I needed something different. And this is that difference. This is exactly what I'm talking about.
And I'm so sorry. We experienced another drop in connection, plus my little MacBook Pro ran out of space. So we're gonna get back, and David was telling us how he basically he needed a life change. He needed it very quickly, and he found it through the means of working with me, list building silhouettes, and selling his own information products. Is that right?
Yep. So just to recap, what I wanted to say is for anybody listening to this, don't make the mistake that I did. I had the opportunity of joining the program a year ago, and I foolishly declined. And absolutely, I can, with 100% confidence, tell you that it was the biggest mistake that I've ever done. Because now I look at, 3 months ago, I was in a completely different situation, and right now, I'm in a totally different situation. I mean, the everything has changed. I now have a thriving business, and if you just follow what Igor teaches, that's all you need to do. And again, Igor, like you changed my life, man. I owe it all to you, and it's really all about having a mentor like yourself, taking someone by the hand, took me by the hand and kind of led me through the right. All right, stop doing that. Just do this, and you'll be successful. And that's exactly what I did. I don't think. I mean, there's work involved, 100%. You need to do things. You can't just join a program and not do anything and expect money to fall off the sky. But I can tell you right now, the rewards that you're gonna get by following what Igor teaches, it's life changing. I'm a single father. I have a baby that's 2.5 years old, and my main motivation of doing this is to be able to. I can't even imagine my life right now if I had a regular job. I wake up in the morning and I spend time with her. We go out to the daycare, and I come back and I kind of do my own thing. And if you want to really be able to enjoy that kind of stuff, maybe it's not a kid for you. Maybe it's just something else. Maybe you just want to provide for your family, or you want to just be able to do things by yourself, live life on your own terms. You need this program. You need something like this to take you by the hand and lead you towards the right path, because I was wandering around for over a year without really going anywhere. And my situation wasn't better or worse a year later, and that's exactly what scared me. I looked at my situation, I was like, wow, I mean, Igor is producing all these successful case studies, all these successful people, regular people. I'm just a regular person, and I'm looking at the testimonials, and I'm like, these are just regular people. I mean, they're not. I can't imagine them doing anything, different than what I could do. And that's the attitude that I joined the program with. Was like, if I just do what he says, I guess I get the same results, and that's what I did. I followed what.
The only difference is you actually did the work, right? Because, like you said, money just doesn't fall into your lap unexpectedly out of nowhere.
Well, you know what? Today, I believe that money does fall out of the sky expectedly out of nowhere. Because I wake up to $300, $400, $500 days, and it's absolutely like my life is different now. My life is 100% different, and it's only going towards more and more and more. $192 per day for my first month versus $409 per day in my third month now. How do you explain that? I mean, I wasn't able to make that kind of money working over 5 years for a local telecom company over here in Canada. And for me, it's 100% worth it. Even if it took me 6 months to do this, it would be worth it. Even if it took me a year to do this, it would be worth it. But the truth is, it doesn't even need to take that long. And obviously, you've seen the numbers, and you know what it's like. If you do the work, you'll be able to produce the same results. I'm really, all I've done is I followed a proven system that obviously has been refined over the years, and you just took me to the absolute shortest path possible to get the success, and that's as simple as that. You need to know what to do. And now my business is, I mean, I think the first 3 months were only the beginning. In the next 3 months, I can already see like over $1,000 days because I just started my own affiliate program based on your recommendation. And it's just gonna go insane. I know that. We already started testing and the results are absolutely mind-boggling. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous money. And money that I've never been able to dream of before. You know, it's and remember, I was making pretty good money before I, got fired back in July. I mean, I was making like 70K a year. And for anybody listening thinking, what the hell, 70K a year? But you know what? It's not even about the money anymore. I was so unhappy. And if you're in a situation right now where you're just like, does this all life has to offer? No, it's not. You can do things to change stuff, and you need the right guy to take you through it. And this is the place to do it. This is 100% the place to do it.
Now, here's the best part about this whole business is I feel, for one, you get to help other people. I mean, just listening to you talk and feeling all this energy is just so rewarding. I'm just super thankful for being there, for presenting myself to you in that light, so you could trust me enough to hire me as your mentor. However, another thing that is amazing about this is you can take it with you anywhere.
Absolutely.
I mean, during our last conversations, we had a couple of chats. I believe you're now planning to actually move to somewhere where it's warmer than Toronto because you guys been experiencing some snowstorms.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been. I always wanted to explore San Diego, and because of the weather, because it's near a beach, because the tax is lower. No, I'm just joking. I can afford anything pretty much. I'll be able to afford anything in about 3 months, from now. But really, this is what's gonna free me up right now, and I can totally see the path that I can do that. It wasn't like this 3 months ago. I was, if you have a local job like I had before, you can't just pick up and leave. You can't even dream about picking up and leaving because, like, how are you gonna make income? That's a very impossible question to avoid. You need to have income to be able to do what you want, and let's not kid around about it, guys. Money moves things around, and when you detach yourself from being able to make money from literally opening up your laptop or your computer and be able to print money on demand, like we're doing right now, you could live anywhere, and that's why I'm seriously considering it right now. And I'm probably going to be doing something over the next few months. Obviously there's a kid involved, and there's a lot of considerations to make there, and I don't want to get too much into that. But I can literally take my laptop and my computer anywhere, and I can work out of anywhere and make the same amount of money and more. It's as simple as that. I'm not attached to any physical location. There is no boss breathing down my neck, no Monday morning meetings. I don't have to pretend I care anymore. It was honestly that was the truth. I'm a very lazy guy, and I know it might sound like a very contradictory kind of a case study because Igor's number one case study is a very lazy guy, but it's true. I am as lazy as they come. I like to do things once, and I like to set it up properly, and I like to just reap the rewards over and over and over again, and that's exactly what I've done. If you focus your attention on doing the right things for the first few months, you will be able to do the same thing. I mean, there's no black magic or anything else going on here. And it's as simple as that.
Well, I just don't buy it. I just don't buy that you're lazy. That's all I can tell. I mean, you're a diligent hard worker. I mean, you did the hard work.
Yeah, I did. I did what it took because I can clearly see that this what I set up will support me for years, not like the next few months, or it's not going to fade away. The list is mine. The business is mine. The clients are mine. I can now take that and literally send out an email and make money. Period. Simple as that. There's not I mean, that's exactly the kind of position I wanted to be in, and that's why I joined the program, because I saw that this is. Every time I talk to someone that you've coached, it's like by the time I saw the testimonial, it was like 3, 4 months, 6 months later, they were already like double and triple and, making insane amounts of money that I could have never imagined. But now it's like everyday stuff.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, lots of our clients go on to make a big splash in the industry. I mean, Empa just, just killing it right now with Funnel Kit.
Yep.
And I'm pretty sure you can hear the espresso machine noise right about now.
Yep.
Glenn Morales, who launched and released Epic Squeeze, Dylan Gobert, just killing it in the word form. One of my clients, Dylan, who's he's a full-time dad at this point. He's making a ridiculous killing with Teespring right now. So, I mean, that alone served as a big platform for Teespring's success for him because he now has his bills paid and he can go do whatever he wants. So, my hat is off to you, my friend. You're just being rewarded for what's rightfully yours. As simple as that. Okay, well, unless you want to add something, maybe say something to the folks. I think we're pretty much done.
Well, final words is thank you, Igor. Thank you for sharing this stuff with the world. I mean, again, if it wasn't for this program, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. I'd be probably looking for another dead-end job, working, doing stuff I don't like and not really doing what I want. And it's as simple as that. I mean, you made it happen. I mean, you opened up. Okay, I understand that I did the work, but you showed me how to do it, and for that I'm going to be forever grateful. And anybody listening to this, you could be in the exact same position 3 months from now, it's just believe in yourself, take the leap of faith, join the program, and you'll be amazed at what kind of stuff you can produce. If a lazy guy like me can do it, anybody can do it. It's as simple as that. And I'm not particularly technical or special or anything like that, really. I mean, I'm semi-handsome, but, that's about it. That's all I kind of bring to the table here. So, yeah.
This is a big qualifier to the program. You have to be semi-handsome to join.
Semi-handsome, yeah. Like the great Gary Halbert says, yeah.
Yeah, semi-handsome.
Semi-handsome.
Cool. All right, well, so folks, there you go. I mean, you make up your own mind whether or not this is the right move for you. And David, I do appreciate you taking the time to do this.
Absolutely, my friend. Anytime. I think it's beyond just a mentorship at this point. I'm forever grateful. Forever grateful. I mean, this has changed my life completely. And if anybody asks me right now, where is the place? If I had one thing, let's erase the last 3 months. If I just had the knowledge that you gave me right now, if I lost everything and I had to do it all over again, I'd probably be able to do it in 45 days, not 90 days. Because once you gain the skill, it's like swimming, It doesn't matter. Like once you know how to swim, you know how to swim. It's as simple as that.
Well, I think you're right there because, I mean, it took me exactly 6 months to go from a level of making $1,500 a month to 10 grand a month, right? Now, many of my students actually went ahead and did it much faster. Justin Spencer went on to the level of 15 grand a month in just 5 months. You did 16 grand total revenue in just 90 days. Justin Tillman did, I think, 13 grand in total revenue in 90 days. So, like, many of my clients actually surpassed my results simply because you now don't have to do this, make the same mistakes. So, if you're totally right. If you have to rebuild it all from scratch, or you have to build a totally new business from scratch using the skills you picked up here, I mean, you're gold. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly how to go about, growing the business in a cost-effective way versus just throwing money in the wall and hoping something's going to stick.
100%.
And you got some real skills and tools that you can be using throughout your entire life.
Yeah, the biggest thing that I think your program gives is absolute clarity. Learning from the internet is like trying to drink from a fire hydrant almost. It's like there's too much information. You don't know where to start. You don't know what to do. And, I can show you on my computer, I am filled with courses and ebooks and audio programs and stuff like that. And when you actually buy these things, you get this high of like, this is it. This is exactly what I'm going to make, be able to make, $10,000 a month from it. Then you start it, and what happens is, you don't know where to start. I mean, there's just too much information in there. You need someone to take you by the hand and walk you through, all right, forget everything else, just do this. And then when you're done with doing that, just do this. And there's not that many steps. Like, we're not talking, I mean, I've done the whole thing maybe with, 19 days of just following stuff. It's as simple as that. And just follow it, and you'll be able to produce the same results, if not more. I mean, I my hat off to the guy that's going to surpass my results. I'm actually going to be very curious and, grateful for someone to actually beat, what I've done, because it shows that what we do here is not magic. It's magic to the outside world. It's magic to someone who's never done it before. But once the curtain gets pulled and you get to see what's going on behind the scenes and the support that you guys give in the group and everything else. And we're not talking about hug a tree kind of support. It's like you ask a question and you get an answer. You get a concise answer of exactly what you need to do. If I'm missing a tool, or I need to know how something works, or I need a recommendation on, who to deal with and who not to deal with, you guys give that answer, and that saves days worth of research. Days, not hours, not minutes. Like, imagine, just being able to go in, ask a question, get the right info, and implement it in your business right now. Like, one trick that you've showed me with setting up a special club for our clients, that already netted me like over $1,000 with one client per year that I'm going to make this year. And that's just one. And I just started it literally a week and a half ago. So if you want to know more about what Igor does and, my success story, I'm in the group every day. Come in, meet me. Igor is there to help. Everybody's there to help. I'm there to help. And, just join. Honestly, guys, just look at what Igor has to offer and just open up your eyes. Ignore everything else. Don't be foolish. Keep buying ebooks and stuff like that. You're wasting your time. This is coming from a guy who's invested over $10,000 in these things, in courses and seminars and all these things, and got nothing, literally nothing. There's only one program that I've used to make this happen, and this is Igor's program. And I can comfortably say that and proudly say that because, I made it, the information worked. It's just as simple as that.
Very cool. Well, on that bombshell, I think it's time we wrap it up because I got to go pick up my wife as usual. So, David, again, I appreciate you so much, man.
Thank you.
I'm very proud of you. And I thank you for just being like a hardcore action taker. This is all you are. You're a lazy hardcore action taker.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Igor. Thanks again. And thank you for thanks for everybody that's listening.
All right. You take it easy, man.
All right.
See you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.